Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a reading vlog, but my dog is going to be choosing the books that I read in this reading vlog. I thought I'd spice it up a bit. I saw this video idea from Secrertly. She did it with her dog and I thought it was like the most fun, cutest thing ever, and so I just had to do it for myself. Now I would have had my dog, his name's Storm if you want to know. I would have had Storm with me in the intro, but he's a very bouncy dog and he would not have just sat still for a long period of time. So I did this earlier. I'll insert the clip after this, but I did get him to choose. And what I did is I got some treats, and I basically did what Sarah did, and I put this treats on top of the book, and whatever one Storm chose first would be the one that I read. So the book options was Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So I've been wanting to read this for a while, and so, you know, I wanted to put it on. All these are obviously physical books, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be able to choose, and ones that I've been wanting to read for a while. Then there is One of Us is a Lion by Karen Magnus. Sorry if I said that wrong. The Air by Kira Cass. Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. The Roommate by Rosie, Danan. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Tyler Hibbert. And then King of Wrath by Anna Huang. So there are 9 books here that I gave him the choice of, and I put them in 3. So I put 3 books down and whatever one he chose. And so I'm going to insert the clip now of him choosing the books. Leave it. Ready? Right. Go on then, choose one. Okay. The roommate experiment is then. Oh yeah, sure, you take the rest. Yep, you take the rest of the treats. Sure thing. Oh, my books are wet now. Is that nice? Let's do it again. Yeah, leave it. Ready? Go then, choose one. Choose one. Oh. You went for that one again. Okay, good boy. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. And go then, this one. Fun. Fun. For this one we have 2 thrillers and a romance. Leave it. Ready? Choose one. Go on, choose one. Yay. Okay, and Daisy Darker. You chose my books. That was fun. Okay, so as you would have just seen, he chose The Roommate, Secretly Yours, and Daisy Darker. I am very excited to read these actually, and I feel like they're a good, you know, selection, because obviously these 2 are romances, and then we got a bit of a thriller in there, which is fun. So I don't know what one I'm going to. I might do it in the order that he chose. So I'm going to start with The Roommate. I'm very excited for this. Heard some good things about it. I've had it for a while. And yeah, so when I do start the books, I will be back with you all. Okay, so it's been a little while later. I just want to say sorry for the, you know, backlight. This is the best spot I can think of for the moment. But it's only going to be a quick clip because I have read The Roommate, which is what my dog chose me, the first book, and it's a while later, it's like weeks later, and I completely forgot that this is the book he chose me. So I read it without giving any updates, so I thought I'd just give like a quick update about it. I rated it 3 stars. I love the characters and like the progression of like the friendship to lovers. It was really fun to like read. There were some times where it was like a bit slow, but then it soon like quickened up, whatever. I did read it in one sitting. I read it quite fast. I read it at the beginning of the month of June, and it is currently almost the end. We're on the 24th. If you don't know what this is about Clara, however you like to say it. And she recently moved in with her boyfriend, but her boyfriend ended up breaking up with her. So now she's like, what am I going to do? But her boyfriend, or her ex-boyfriend now, is like going on like this tour thing. He's going to like travel, so she ends up, you know, like keeping the place, but she ends up getting a roommate called Josh, and Josh does taboo job, and she didn't know at first, and then she finds out. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. But it's very interesting. I would recommend it. It's just a fun, quick, nice read, and I'm glad that Storm chose it for me. But now I'm going to read. Oh my god! Now I'm going to read Daisy Darker. So yeah, let's just get into it. Shouldn't take me long. It's not a very long book, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna go start that.
Can we dance in the moonlight, hold hands if the mood's right, make plans to the sunrise and sleep till noon. I'll take you to the beach, get our toes wet and leave.
Okay, so I am 104 pages into Daisy Darker, and at the moment I'm finding it interesting, but I am a little bit disappointed. I felt like it was going to be a lot more interesting, a lot more stuff happening, considering that I'm over 100 pages in, but there isn't really much happening at the moment. Like, obviously there's been a start, but not much of a start, if that makes any sense. So like I said, I am enjoying it. I am interested. I do want to know what happens. I'm intrigued, but I just thought a little bit more would be happening at this point in the book. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that, and I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. But I'm not going to judge it yet. I am going to give it a chance. So I'm going to go and read a bit more, and I'll be back with you all. Okay, so at this point in the book, Daisy Darker, like, all that's happening at the moment is people are going missing, or people are dying. Well, that's literally all that's happening so far, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. That is not a bad thing at all. But I don't know. It is interesting. I am not saying it's bad at all. But at the moment within the book, I'm interested. I'm really intrigued. But I'm also confused because I'm like, why is all this happening? Like, what started it? What's causing it? Who's doing it? There's just so many questions that just aren't being answered yet. But like I said, I'm still intrigued. So I am going to go and continue reading. And hopefully I can find out something. Hopefully I can find out an answer to one of my questions. Okay, so I thought I'd just pop in here and give you a theory of mine for Daisy Darker. It's just a theory. Daisy dying so many times because she has a heart defect throughout her life. She's died so many times. Like, by the time she was 13, she died 8 times, which is obviously a lot. So I feel like her dying so many times has something to do with the story. Like, I don't know what, but I feel like it's mentioned for a reason. It's there for a reason. So I feel like there's a reason for it. I feel like something's happening, or like her being like an outcast to her family, like the way everything's described, her family not really liking her much. I feel like that might have something to do with it as well. But because, like, why else would they mention it in a thriller? That's my thought process anyway. But yeah, just a theory. Okay, so I just want to point out, I'm so confused right now. There's so much happening, like so many twists, turns, so much happening right now. I don't even know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on, but I'm just confused. I just want to know what's happening. But more things keep happening. More drama, and like I said, more twists and turns. But it's exciting. I don't know, but just wanted to let you guys know. That is the point I'm at the moment. Confusion. A lot of confusion, because there's just a lot of twists and turns. Okay, I can't believe what I just read. It's all starting to make sense. It's all starting to make sense. I'm near the end. I'm nearing the end, and it's all starting to make sense. Slowly, but surely, it's starting to make sense. I'm really intrigued. I've sat here with like one sitting. I've just sat here. But it's all starting to make sense. But what I've just read is really shocking. But it's all starting to come together and make sense a bit. That ending though. Well, not the ending, but almost the ending. Okay, I'm going to go and finish this so I can give a wrap up. Okay, Daisy Darker. Just finished it. I feel like it's a 3-star read for me, which is just like an average read. You know, nothing spectacular, nothing bad. Because I was confused, and at times I felt like the beginning was really slow. Well, like quite a chunk through the book was really slow. Not much was happening, but near the, like, end, everything started to happen. So you don't get much at the beginning, like through like the first half of the book, but you get a lot through the second half of the book. And I mean, I don't know if that would be what people like. Some people like that, some people don't. Personally, for me, I like stuff to happen not too quickly, but faster than 100 pages. Wow, like half of it. So the ending was definitely a shock. I definitely did not guess it. I'm not going to tell you whether my theory in, you know, one of the clips that I did is right or not, because obviously that would spoil it. But the actual ending was a shock to me. Could never have guessed that. Like, could never. Throughout the whole book, they kept making it seem like it was one person. Well, everyone, but it was always leading to this one person. Then that one person died and everything was obviously still happening. Then you're like, what's happening now? But all I'm going to say is it's always the person you least expect. That is all I'm going to say. That could be anyone, you know. But the twists, the turns was amazing. Obviously it made it more interesting, made it more shocking. And obviously I was confused throughout the book, but it was like not confused as in I don't know what's happening. It was more confusing of like the fun confusing, where you want to know what's happening, so you like you keep reading and you keep reading, like because you just want to know what's happening, if that makes sense. But I feel like that is what I'm like with most thrillers. I just always want to know what's happening, because obviously that is the point, or mystery thrillers, because that's just the point of them. But yeah, definitely 3 stars. I would recommend to people, but I would always say that the beginning is a lot slower than the ending. I would always tell people that. So yeah, it was a very interesting read. Now, there's one more book for this reading vlog, and that is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. So I'm going to start that. I'm not sure when, because I have read a lot today, but we will see how it goes. Okay, so update time. I started Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey 2 days ago. Like, I started it basically a little while after the last clip, and I just finished it. And you're probably thinking, why didn't you do any updates for it? Well, because I hated it. I'm just gonna say it. I didn't like it. Way too cringy. Didn't like the characters. Felt no connection between the characters. Everything that was said between the characters was sexualized. Like, there was no love there. There literally could not have been love there at all. The girl I found annoying. Well, I don't even know her name. Oh, Hallie. Found her really annoying. And Julian, absolutely despised. Like, no thank you. So I did rate this 1 star, which I never do. Like, wow, I hardly do. I never rated a romance 1 star. Let's just say that the lowest I've ever rated one is 2 stars. But I just absolutely did not like anything about it. I was like 160 something pages in, and I really wanted to DNF. But I was like, because I'm doing this video, I have to push through. So the only reason I pushed through was for the pure fact of me doing this video. If it wasn't for me doing this video, I definitely would have DNF'd it. Even though I don't like DNF in books. I really try not to. But this was absolute torture. And when I finished it, literally a second ago, I was like, finally. Finally. It took me 2 days. And whenever I had to pick it back up, I didn't want to. And obviously I'm struggling through a reading slump at the moment. This did not help me at all. But now, hopefully, I can read some bigger and better things. So, yeah, unfortunately, the last book was a disappointment. But, oh well. So, those are all the books that my dog chose for me. My dog is currently lay on the floor. Storm? Hiya. Come here. Oh, went to lay down instead. Well, I suppose that's a little bit of him you can get. But that is the end of this video. At least we had, you know, a few better ones. Unfortunately, we didn't have a 5-star though. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye.